What's up, everyone? Rocket League Decision Making back today with a special guest, Koaltrain 07. Sometimes there's an 07, sometimes there isn't. We're calling him Koaltrain from here on out. This guy is a Diamond 1 with around 1,500 hours, maybe a little bit less than that. And he is an up-and-coming rising star with a focus on virtual photography, and he is blowing up in the Rocket League scene. It's awesome. Koaltrain, how are you, man?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Perfect. Let's jump into some questions, get to know you. Number one, what is your biggest strength in Rocket League?
In my opinion, I would personally say that my rotations and game sense are probably my biggest strength. I definitely focused a lot more on the intellectual side than the mechanical side starting out.
I like it. I feel like I started out that way as well. But flip side of that, what is your biggest weakness?
As it goes, it's going to be mechanics. They have definitely improved in the recent, last few months. But as far as like mechanical consistency and stuff, I still could improve.
All right. Now, do you warm up before you start playing Rocket League?
Most of the time. Sometimes I just want to get a few matches in. If I've only got maybe 10 or 15 minutes to play, then I'll jump right in. But typically, if I've got the time and I'm going to sit down and just grind out for a little while, I'll run some free play or a workshop map or something like that to warm up.
This is one of my favorite questions to ask people, and with someone that has about 1,500 hours, it's a good one to ask. What is one thing you wish you knew when you started playing Rocket League? What's one piece of advice you could give yourself?
Don't focus so much on just grinding XP and getting items, and actually spend some time in free play training and doing mechanics.
No, that's actually great advice, and so far you're answering a lot of these the way that I would have answered them if these were being presented to me. What got you into Rocket League, and what made you stay?
So what originally got me into Rocket League was just playing with some friends of mine that were like, hey, there's this new game, let's play. It was always an enjoyable game to me. I just didn't ever get to play a whole lot. Then when I finally did get an Xbox, I jumped over and kept playing there. And I don't know, as far as what kept me here, it's just one of those games that you fall in love with. There's something about it, and it's hard to put your finger on it, but there's something about it that just always brings you back.
Dare I say, and might you agree with me, hitting a game-winning shot in Rocket League is a lot better than getting the 75th kill or point in a Call of Duty team deathmatch. The rush is just different.
There's no question.
All right. Let's talk style. How do you like to play Koaltrain? Is it up? Is it back? Do you want to be involved all the time?
This may come from my experience solo queuing. It also may just come from my helpful nature. I tend to play that third man.
Good answer. But I want to talk about you a little bit more. What got you interested in visual photography?
As a media major in school, which this is actually, it was a fairly recent change for me. I was an engineering major for a while and changed my major to media. I came across virtual photography. Like I kind of knew it was a thing, but I didn't realize it was as big as it is. And there's like nobody that's doing it for Rocket League, or at least at this level. I realized that this could be kind of like my thing in the Rocket League community, something that's not being done by anybody else.
I think it's a phenomenal idea, and I haven't seen anyone else do it. I'm excited to watch you grow, and I think you're absolutely going to crush it, which transitions easily into the next question. But for you, you've been working with people in the YouTube community, such as Retzelum, the Twitch community, Black Widow, and now here you are in Rocket League decision making. But what's been the biggest enjoyment of working within the Rocket League community so far?
The networking and like getting to meet a bunch of different people. You do get to know these people. You get to interact with them sometimes on a daily basis, and it's really cool to meet people across the world even. And I'd say that's probably the coolest thing.
For you, if there is one player you would like to feature, who would that be? Does anyone's car stand out to Koaltrain?
You know what would be really cool would be to do some stuff with Flakes, especially as he's been taking the RLCS by storm, using all these different cars and stuff. it's refreshing to see. I'm a Fennec main myself, but it's refreshing to see something other than an Octane, a Dominus, or a Fennec.
He just hit that musty flick with the...
That was the Proteus, I think.
The Proteus, yeah,
yes,
something like that.
It was
absolutely insane.
It was
it's so cool.
Like, he's used a Scarab. I think he used a Gizmo at one point. Yeah, it's crazy.
Good for Flakes. We'll have to see if we can get him in contact with you. Here we are at the very end. You can only choose one. Mechanics or positioning.
I would say positioning, but I would say you can get a decent ways just with a good game sense and positioning, but it will only get you so far until you have the mechanics to actually get to where you know you need to be.
All right. That's a great answer right there. 10 questions up, 10 questions down. Next time you and I are talking, we're looking at some key moments. Are you ready for those?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, perfect. Let's jump right into those right now, Koaltrain. Four key moments. Koaltrain, let's jump into these right away. I'm going to hit A. We're going to start playing this out. Do you have any nerves going into this?
No. I don't look at my replays on my own as much as maybe I should, but I'm not unfamiliar to coaching. So replay review is not something I'm unfamiliar with.
All right. Well, first thing I'm going to say, as far as a coaching standpoint, then, your banger right off the rip, man. That was a fantastic placement and a great way to give us a 1-0 lead.
Thank you.
Of course. I will ask because I'm curious. You know, like in a given month, do you watch one replay back, 2 replays, no replays? Only if you do something cool?
As far as like me actually going back and voluntarily just studying my own replays, I'd say it's maybe one a month, but probably not even that.
Okay. All right. Well, let's jump into it. Here we are watching this replay. Key moment number 1. This ball's coming down. You're about to dive in. I want to know, what were you thinking in this moment?
So I see all 3 of them there, and I'm like, you know, that's as close to a triple commit as you can get on the ground. And I'm hoping, I don't know for sure, but I'm hoping that one of my teammates is off in the mid, and then I can just slam it off the corner and put it in the middle. I
want to say, Florida Man is prepared for this, if I remember correctly. Let's play it out, and then I'm going to ask you, if you're happy with how it came off. So here it is. That guy gets a little bit of a touch. You jump by. You're still putting pressure on, and then that ball gets cleared out. So, were you happy to make that commit in this situation? I know that maybe what happened isn't ideal, but are you glad that you pressured?
Yeah, I think the actually, like, the doing it was the right call. I just I flipped wrong and missed the touch.
Okay.
And I mean, it didn't come back to bite us, but it definitely didn't play out as well as it could have.
Okay. I like that. That's a good answer. Oh, dude, you were so close on that flip. But here we are looking at another flipper for key moment number 2. We're flying through these so far. You got Mario in front of you. We just saw it a little bit behind us to the right.
Right.
But your teammates are there. They're ready to make a play. I want to know, what are you thinking right here with Mario in your view? Damn plumbers.
So right now, Mario is in my crosshairs. I'm going hardcore, trying to get the demo, clear out the space for whoever's about to take that shot.
Okay, so you are thinking demo in this situation.
I'm thinking demo. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. That's what we're gonna see play out. So Mario's gonna give us a nice little power slide right there. This is what I want to know though. Mario just missed. Here you are. You're landing, and your car's sideways right now.
Yeah. Yeah. My landing was not as good as it could have been.
Okay. Would you take the demo attempt back at all? Right in this situation right here, because there's more that I want to talk about.
Knowing that I didn't get the demo, I probably should have just rotated back, but if I was in that situation again, I probably would go for the demo again.
Okay.
I just need to be better at, making contact.
We got It's Woody, Rocket Sledge, all of these guys are applauding your audacity to go for a demo for sure. But this is what I want to talk about. So we're going to watch the next 3 seconds. And you said you just talked about rotating back. I'm just going to play it out and then I'll talk about it. So right here, you're holding that power slide button. You're literally back in our goal in 3.5 seconds. That is a phenomenal recovery. So,
well, I appreciate that.
Dude, my power slides are not that good. So, now, grand scheme of things in mind, are you still glad that you went for the demo attempt there? Because you got back just as quick as, anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't score off that play, so... I mean, I wasn't the one that made the save, but I was in position for it, so...
Okay. I mean, dude, it was cool to see. You literally came down. First time I watched the replay back, I was just like, that is a savage demo right there. But that's just great power slide work, too. For anyone that doesn't know, if you are a lower rank or even if you're grand champion and you've never used it, if you hold the power slide button while you're landing sideways, it'll keep your momentum going. And, yeah, you just get to continue with it. 2 key moments down, 2 key moments up.
All right.
How do you feel you're playing so far?
I'm playing decent. I'm probably about average, maybe a little bit better than average.
Okay. So the interesting thing that I'll mention about this lobby, Florida Man, our teammate here, his MMR was a bit higher than ours. So we're playing with maybe a little bit higher opponents than usual. I feel like you've handled the speed very well up to this point. We just watched that one goal go in, but, I mean, it happens to everyone.
Yeah.
I know the first time you saw that when you said that you wish you could get it. Good news is Florida Man was there to put it home.
Yep.
If you had one takeaway that you could give yourself 3 minutes into the match, what would it be?
Well... just make contact with the ball.
Okay. Koaltrain, that's going to set us up perfectly for key moment number 3. So here you are, back post. Teammates are all over the place. Who knows what's going on? I want to know, I'm going to play it out just a little bit. This ball's coming back in right here. What is going through your mind in this situation?
So it's at this point that I know that I have messed up because I am facing the wrong direction. You're right there, and I know you're about to make the challenge, and I know Florida Man's off behind my car. And I'm trying to get around, and it doesn't work out.
Okay. I like that explanation. I'm gonna play it out. We're gonna watch it, and I'm gonna mention right here, your teammates didn't do any justice for you, for sure. So, in that situation, knowing that you were facing backwards, do you think that you could have done anything differently?
Oh, for sure. I definitely should not have made that turn. I should have just slowed down, let you make the challenge, but kept facing that towards the ball.
Okay. All right. Now, I mentioned before we started recording that there's some good moments, some bad moments. We've talked about a few bad moments, kind of a good moment. So that means key moment number 4 needs to be a good moment. I really thought that one was going in. We're about 30 seconds away. That one is brutal. A little bit of a touch from Mario. That's fantastic. I don't know what your teammate SwasAye is doing right there. How do you feel your car control is?
I recently made a controller control layout change, just barely, and so it's not as good as it usually is, especially in the air. But I think overall it's not terrible.
Okay. Well, we're going to put that to the test right here. Ball's coming up. You're coming down right here. Koaltrain.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind as this ball's coming down? You got Finn beat for sure.
Yeah. So on this one, I'm trying to catch it. Is what I'm doing, and I'm gonna because he's the only defender inside at this point. So I'm catching and I'm taking it up the sideline.
Okay.
Is the plan.
That's a good plan. Let's play it out. Boom. That is an amazing little touch right there. You're going to pop the teammate. Ball's going to get a little bit ahead. We're going to call that a pass, even though Koaltrain was that a pass?
I didn't know you were there, so no, it wasn't a pass, but we'll call it one.
Regardless, you controlling along the wall and getting ready to start that dribble, do you think that there's anything that you could have done differently? Or do you think that was executed perfectly up until that bounce off the back of your car?
I think the first part of it was executed to the best of my ability, and then when that dribble, I got a little bit ahead of it and lost control. That definitely could have been better, but the rest of it, I was pretty satisfied with.
Okay. All right. Well, for anyone that's stuck around from the first part of the video, sometimes people jump right into the second part. This game's not over. We're down by 1, but we have heart. We're now tied at 3. They're going to go for a fake kickoff here. And it's not going to go well. And, yeah, I think this is one of my prouder team moments right here. Just the fact that, hey, we battled it out. But
yeah,
this allows me...
great redirect. That was nice.
We're gonna thank Florida Man for that 110%. But that also allows us to watch the game end, and for me to ask you this question: would you change anything from your gameplay?
No, probably not. I obviously I have a little bit of work on as far as consistency and making contact. But as far as my decision making overall, for the most part, I think it was pretty solid.
Okay, you're beating me to question number 2 for this, but overall, I think you answered this. Are you happy with the decisions that you made in this game we just watched?
For the most part, yeah.
Okay. Is there anything you would change?
There was that one first or second goal from them that I started to rotate a little too early and it got past me.
Okay.
Or I started to push up a little too early because I was third man. But other than that, I think, and then the one where I was sitting in goal and facing the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm. I'll be honest, that rotate one, that was almost key moment number 5, but I thought it was a little close to the other save that we had going on.
Yeah.
Koaltrain, thank you for coming on. You were an awesome guest, but what really caught my eye was your ability to take this visual photography for Rocket League and literally elevate it to another level. So please talk about that a little bit, plug any social media you have, and let's get your name out there because you deserve it.
Yeah, so with the virtual photography thing, and we mentioned this a little bit earlier, it's a pretty common, or it's a growing thing and a growing community, but not really anybody's doing it for Rocket League. And so I thought, take this game that I love so much and make something out of it that I can do and that nobody else is doing. As far as, if you want to follow me or anything like that, you can find me at Koaltrain07 on Twitter. It's KOAL train 07. And then I have a link tree in there, and you can find my Instagram from there. And that's where the Instagram page is where I post all of my virtual photography. I do post some of them on Twitter every once in a while, but I do have a daily post on Instagram for that. It's not all Rocket League, but mostly.
Dude, your Instagram is phenomenal. All of that is going to be linked down below. If you're out there watching this video, give Koaltrain a follow. You're not going to be disappointed. And I want to say even recently you did a promotion where you gave away a virtual photography set.
Yes.
And just, dude, awesome. Pictures look great. Cannot say enough good things about it. So right here is where you and I part. Thank you very much one more time.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, man.
It was a blast.
But let's talk about 3 key moments, just me and everyone else, of what we could learn from this game right now. Let's jump straight into these final thoughts. Number one, Koaltrain, it mentioned a few times that he's working on his car control throughout the video, and I really enjoyed how he would position his car to go down the wall when landing on walls, and we see a few times it backfires when the ball pops off the back of his car when he's trying to dribble. You got to work on your car control. Number two, choosing the correct time to go for demos is unbelievably important. One of the key moments, we highlighted him going for a demo. I think it was a good time, however, he missed. If you're going to go for it, you got to make sure that you don't put yourself out of position, which leads easily into key moment number three. His recoveries, though, throughout the entire game were fantastic. Practice your recoveries in free play. It's going to make you a better player. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. Comment down below about absolutely anything and everything that you want to talk about, that you want to see. And lastly, subscribe for more of these videos because I'm having a blast doing them. Take care.